Okay, hi everyone. We are live. Thank you so much for joining. I do see 11 people, so that's good. You guys worried about me last week, but we mentioned last week was a holiday here, a national holiday, so we decided to take a day off. And yeah, so we were not here, and the date for this live was scheduled for today. So I figured people are going to notice, but I'm gonna get the lights brighter. But I guess some people didn't notice that. I should have been a little bit more clear. All right. So, oops, what's happening here? I dropped something. All right. So I am going to in this live as previous lives, which actually is quite fun. Happy Monday, Laura. I'm going to look at pictures of our viewers and let them know what I think or how I can help their nails. So we had someone, Irina, email me. I hope she's here. So let me know if you're here. Hello, hello, the C word. So let me know if Irina is here because I have some additional questions for the person. So this is what we do. Basically, you guys can send me pictures of your nails, and based on the pictures and the quick description of what's going on, I try to figure out what's happening with your nails and try to help you. Rev, hi everyone. Hello, hello. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, let me know other than the pictures. What else is happening? What else is new? Oh, okay. So I know. So I see there are some people that are not subscribed to our email list, and I don't blame them because sometimes when I subscribe to someone's email list, then I'm bombarded with like daily emails. Like some Polish choice is one of them. I hate to say it, and manicures is another. That I like to hear from them. I like to hear what's going on, but not every day. Like it's just too much. Interesting, a little bit off topic, but speaking of email lists, I have subscribed to this email list. I think it's called Tropical Fonts. It's a website, Australian website, and the guy sells fonts. His emails are amazing. Like he sends email once every couple months, and it is so good that I always reply to him. Like it's just so thought-provoking and such a good email that, and again, he doesn't email often, just once in a while. So this is what we do. Like if I really want to get in touch with people, I email, but I don't email just constantly with sales, with oh my god, buy this, buy that. I really don't do that. So it's truly really when I want to ask something important or let you know about something important. Sometimes I really want to be in touch with people and I have important questions. So it's not one of those like constantly, emailing about, buy my things. I really don't. And I was thinking about doing something special for our subscribers. So we have two email lists. One is the EU because we split our stores. So we have two customer bases. So one is our EU store. So only the European clients can sign up to that email list. And one is international. So the international is outside of EU and also North America and other countries and UK and stuff. So yes. So yeah, make sure that if you go, and guys, can you truly let me know? Because what we have done for a while is we have an redirect, like a redirect. So basically when you are in the US and you go to doesn't matter which website, you get automatically redirected to the right one, and that is a kind of a pain, but we had to do it because of the digital downloads. People were buying them. For example, the EU customers were buying them from the US or the international website, and then we didn't charge them the VAT, and then we have to submit the VAT. You know what I mean? It gets really complicated, so we had to do it that way. So huge question. If you guys could, so this is the reason why I'm asking you, and there are ways of doing this, but I don't know how to use VPN. Seriously, I really don't. So if you're in the US or Canada, can you just let me know if you have like an automatic pop-up when you go on our website, the salonlifeshop.com. I'm gonna put it here so you can see the link. Hold on. If you can let me know if Gabby, oh, hi from Brazil. Awesome. Yeah, let me know if you guys can see the pop-up with email subscription. That's what I've been working on the last Sunday. Yeah, yesterday. No, Saturday. I think it was Saturday. Okay, so let's see if we have emails with photos. Yes, we had a good time off. Honestly, it was nice to have additional day off. And yeah, I ended up working Sunday, or Saturday. But it was nice to be home on a Monday, that's for sure. Okay. Okay, so. Okay, Irina emailed me again. Okay, hold on. But let me know if you're here. Okay, you are. Fantastic. Okay, so let's look at the photos. Oh, we have few pictures. Okay, so let me just look at how we do the share screen thing. So yes, so what I was saying, if you can sign up to the email list, that would be fantastic, because I have something in mind, and kind of like a giveaway or something as a thank you, you know? So, all right, let's see. Okay. Hold on, I have too many things. Sorry, guys. Too many things opened. My God. I'm really sorry for the delay. Okay, hold on. Okay, where are we? Jesus. Okay, share screen. There we go. Okay, so I think you're gonna be kind of shocked how beautiful these nails are. Where are we? Hold on, my God. Chrome, we're here. Okay, so Now I'm really lost. YouTube live. Okay, where are we now? Okay, here we are. My God, I'm here. I have too many windows open. That's the story of my life. Okay, so gorgeous nails, no? So here's the information that she sent me. I have been watching you for so long and have been really careful with my hands and nail health since. I have also recently gotten into nail polish content creation, and I want my nails to look their best while also being healthy. You know, the problem is with the content that you doing, the nail content, is the constant changes of nail polishes. So, you know, acetone nail polish removers are fine when they're used like once every few days. You know, like I don't think there was a huge issue when you use them even every 3 days or anything like that. But if you're doing it multiple times a day, that could be a problem. In terms of nails, at the moment, they are at what I consider to be their best, or best they have ever been, in the sense that that there is not too much exfoliating going on. I guess you mean like peeling, right? And they seem to be strong. Yeah, absolutely. They look very healthy. What I do think I did wrong is filing too much into the laterals, which I'm now trying to avoid. Right now, they don't look like that, but let me see the other nails. Like perfect nails. I don't see them being here. You would see it. No, I really don't. Maybe in the past you have, but right now I don't. I don't see any problems. Okay, so which I'm now trying to avoid. Very good. The big finger on my right hand has some horizontal dips that bother me and which I could not identify as a result of trauma, and the C curve on this finger. So she says on the right hand, this is the right hand. Okay, so let's see if I have unpolished. It's always better to send me unpolished because I can then see the surface. The right hand. So this is the left one I think she's talking about. There was some stuff going on, right? So there was like this, let me see. Okay, so as you can see here, there is like a ridge, and the ridge doesn't start here. It starts probably underneath. Is there anything that we can do about it? Not really. Not really. So basically what happens is instead of the nail being round, it's kind of like a V instead of a C curve when you're looking at the nail from this angle. Yeah. So this is a good example of something that I wanted to talk about. So you see how this is just not very even. It's like like this, right? So what happens is very often what people do is they file this side to make it look more flat. But what happens is it's not like you just have more nail here than you do here. So if you remove half of it, it's just going to break. So I don't recommend it. This is why I don't recommend filing these type of nails, trying to make them flat, because what happens then is you weaken the nail and the nail splits. And some people, I've seen them which they had a just complete split, and it's very painful then. And when they actually thinned out the nail all the way up, it takes months. Like can take up to 5 months for the healthy nail to grow out. So, okay, so the biggest problem though, is there any way of preventing it from growing like this? No, nothing that I know of, because like I said, like I showed you in the previous picture, you have that starts in the matrix area. And sometimes it could be trauma, sometimes who knows. I don't know. So I don't think that can be unfortunately changed. My biggest problem though is the skin around my nails. It's hard and dry no matter what I do. Okay, I don't think it is. Let me just see if I can pull this one up here. I really don't see the skin, and I think sometimes we really look at social media and we let me just see, and we think that our skin should be always perfect. Let me just see. Window. I don't know, somehow today, normally it's not as bad, but somehow today it's just the setup here with the between the browsers, it's very confusing to me. Okay, so here let's share this image. I really don't see the skin being hard, like abnormally. So there could be a little bit here, but that's like so normal for the skin to be a little bit. You don't have any hard skin around here at all. And like I said, I think sometimes we just look at pictures very often of skin that has been really filed, and the skin is swollen, and it looks different. So, and then obviously with creams and oils and everything else. So, and then we compare our normal skin and it just looks weird. It's not weird, it's absolutely normal. There is more keratin in the skin around the nails, that's normal as well. The more gentle we are with the skin, the softer it's going to get. But I've actually seen, firsthand when people had, and it's really, I really try not to judge people. They do whatever they want to do. It's just my view about it. So when they do the Russian manicures where they cut the skin and they file the skin, initially it's for some people it looks good. To me, it doesn't look good. Like I think it just looks swollen. It looks painful. Sometimes it can look okay, but normally I can see it, right? I can see the swollen skin. But for a person that doesn't have the eye for it, they don't see that. I actually once sent an email to my clients with 2 quick videos of me doing a manicure, removing cuticle, and somebody else removing cuticle, where they were removing like not just the cuticle, but the nail plate. They were much more heavy-handed. And none of my clients could see the difference. They were like, I don't know, they were talking about something else. But for me, the first thing that I see, it's like, wow, this is much more gentle touch, and this is way heavier and removing way too much. So I think what happens is sometimes people just don't see what I see. Again, I've been obsessing about this for years, and I look at people's skin every single day, and I look at different things maybe. So I think because of social media, we're used to a certain look, and then we think that there's something wrong with us. Meanwhile, there was nothing wrong with us. That could be one thing. But also, she says it's hard and dry no matter what I do. So dry skin is something that could be genetic. For example, some people just don't produce a lot of oil in. So the skin around the nails does not really produce a lot of oil, but usually we get the oil from our faces, from hair, and from creams. So sometimes people just don't have they have dry skin. It's just they have it. So now the question is how you take care of dry skin. So you can take care of dry skin in a good way, and you can take care of dry skin in not so good way. So sometimes people expect to use a cream or oil once a day and then wash their hands, I don't know, 20, 30 times a day with a dish soap. And they're like, yeah, my skin is dry. Well, of course it's dry because you just washed it 40 times with a dish soap. And they say that the oil doesn't last. Yes, it doesn't last because it's like putting a makeup on and then once a week and then saying, well, the makeup doesn't last because you washed it off. Of course, but it's not so clear to many people. So in my opinion, yes, the skin is going to be dry until you moisturize it. Now, the problem is I've been now honestly just reading so much about skincare, different emulsifiers. So the emulsifiers are the ingredients and even different oils. So for example, olive oil can, especially when it's pure olive oil, which a lot of people love because they think it's natural, can actually disrupt skin barrier. A lot of things can actually really impact skin barrier. And one of them is certain cosmetics for sure, certain cleansers, another thing. So this is like something that you really, really have to investigate in order to figure out what's going on. So it's not like, okay, use my amazing salve and your life is going to change because this is the product that you need. No, maybe not. You have to find out what's happening. So if the skin is dry and dehydrated, so it's lacking oils and water, then for sure repairing skin barrier is a good idea. Repairing skin barrier is actually not so simple and it takes a long time. So skin barrier is the dead skin that we see. So, and a lot of times we're so obsessed with removing everything that's dry and removing the dead skin cells, we're even more destroying the skin barrier. Another things now people are talking about is the microbiome of the skin. That's another thing. So we could be sometimes potentially damaging the microbiome with the cosmetics that we're using. Like I mentioned earlier, with, for example, like different emulsifiers can be irritating to the skin. Certain ingredients, fragrances can be irritating. Colors, there are some ingredients that could be naturally sounding but very irritating to the skin, which then looks like dry skin. It's just irritated skin. Not to mention preservatives, and we do need preservatives in cosmetics. This is the thing that I'm learning a lot about. So a lot of the natural preservatives that are on the market and that people, DIYers, love, they are great, but they don't last very long, okay? So usually these formulas they last 2 to 3 months. Now, if you're putting something on the market, because again, I'm working with cosmetic labs to even to create the salve and even to create in the future a cream, because I wanted to come up with something and I'm testing different things. The thing is that, like I said, the preservatives, what they're doing is they're killing the bacteria, right? But think about it, it's like in the past antibiotics, so let's just kill all the bacteria. But we have a lot of good bacteria on our skin that we're killing as well. But then again, what are you going to do? I do believe the best scenario is using very gentle preservatives and making small batches and selling the product quickly and then using the product quickly. Because I was actually surprised that the lab that's making my cosmetics, all their products, they last 6 months, meaning once you open it, and you start using it, they last six months. Well, they're going to last longer, but they say use it before 6 months. And you look at other, like the huge brands, there's, again, nothing wrong with it. It's just my thinking. Those creams, like some of them I've had for 5 years, they're perfectly fine because they are preserved like crazy. But some of those preservatives can be problematic, and some of the natural ones also can be problematic. Anyway, so what I'm saying is trying to find out what is irritating probably your skin is a good idea, and how to heal the skin barrier would be another thing that you have to consider, right? So it's not as simple as just buy my product. No. So creams, and again, who knows? And the thing is too, we change things so often and we don't observe how our skin responds to it, and we don't give it time. So for example, you can start using something, but 2-3 days later you're like, I don't like it. Okay, but it takes like 2 to 3 months to really see how your skin is liking something or it's not liking something, and then everybody's skin is different. So I do understand that you're saying you're using hand creams, oil, salves, balms, Vaseline, you name it, and they're so dry and flaky. It could be that you maybe are using something that has a lot of essential oils in it, or oils that are just not very good for the skin, and products that do have a lot of certain preservatives maybe that are irritating your skin. You have to, I would not be using, simplify what you're using. For skin barrier, kind of off topic, but skin barrier, what I really absolutely love is niacinamide. So if you go to The Ordinary, they have a 10% niacinamide with zinc, and it's a very light serum. I use it on my face, but you can also use it on your hands. So just add it to your moisturizer. So put it on your hands, then put cream on at night, and simplify your routine. Don't use 50 million fancy different creams, because some of them might actually cause you the issues, right? I do feel like my proximal folds are a bit puffy too. They're not. Honestly, they're not. They look healthy. The only thing is the thumbs that I see something. Let me just see. But they're not puffy. I mean, guys, you can see the skin is like really, the nails are perfect. Like, I wish I had nails like this. Yes, there is some dryness around here, but then that could be normal. If you just washed your hands, this is how this could look. So yes, you're right. But this is why I'm saying you can mix it with your cream, so then it would be 5%. Yeah, you know, it's we live in a world when people think more is better, and that's not necessarily the case. So I find, and I mean, I do have reactive skin. I have rosacea. I use tretinoin, and the 10% that they have, it's a really nice, gentle formula. I've never had any issues with their niacinamide. I guess maybe it depends on the formula as well. It's a really, really simple formula as well. But especially when you mix it with your cream, I think you should be good with that percentage. Do you recommend warm oil soaks 2 to 3 times per week, or would it make the nails too fragile? Oil will never make your nails fragile. There is just, unless, I don't know, you're using olive oil for the soaks, but honestly, we should start saying just the jojoba soaks. Truly, that's the best option for the warm oil soaks, because jojoba is very heat stable, so it's not going to go rancid very quickly. And yes, it's very good for the nails. Okay, going back to her beautiful nails. The dryness of the skin also makes me file it constantly with my e-file, which may not have been such a good idea in the long run. Absolutely, because dry skin, again, let's really understand the dry skin. So the dry skin happens because the cells the cells are not joined together. They're not laying nice and flat, connected by the lipids, the fat. They are raised up because the fats are often missing. So the last thing you want to do is you want to file that skin, because that skin is protecting the lower layers of the skin. And some exfoliation is good and healthy, but very gentle exfoliation, not with trying to fix dryness with e-file. So I repeated so many times. Like, you guys see me use electric file when I do manicure, but I never, if the skin is, which usually when people don't come on a regular basis, there is some just hard skin. So the hard skin, there is just too much skin. can be addressed with the file to a degree. But dry skin, no. Dry skin, that's not how you fix dry skin. This is how you make the dry skin worse. All right, so I'm really trying to avoid cutting the skin, but sometimes it's impossible not to. Well, of course it's possible not to cut the skin, just don't cut it. No, seriously, like if there is something that is like bothering you, and it's catching, and you can catch it and it can tear, then yes, cut that area. But let me tell you, when that happens to me, I find that that area then stays like there was just harder for a little bit. So after it heals, there is just something with that skin. And I find that understanding what's going on, that the skin is trying to heal and it's creating almost like a scab. The last thing you want to do when you have a scab is to pick it off, thinking, oh, you're fixing something. No, you're making something worse. The skin was not ready to be gone yet. So the skin is harder because it's trying to protect something. And usually what happens is people go and it's one thing to, I know it sounds super confusing, but it's one thing to reduce a callus, and it's another thing to try to remove it or try to remove dry skin. So less filing, the better. And advice about how to keep the skin neat around my nails and also hydrate it without cutting the skin and aggravate the dryness. It's greatly appreciated. Another thing too, it could be the cuticle removers. Cuticle removers are very alkaline and they should not be used too much because they do destroy the skin. Be careful with them. Make sure that you rinse it off, but rinse it, not just like smear it around thinking that now it's gone, because they are very alkaline. So I've been playing with cuticle removers actually. It's actually quite easy to make one. So they're highly, highly alkaline. So what you do to check the pH of a product, you take 1 gram and you mix it with 9 grams of distilled water. And you measure that. So think about it. Think how diluted it is. Yet it still has the same pH as the original batch. Think about it. So when you take a cuticle remover, you take 1 gram, you mix it with 9 grams of water, you mix it, and then you measure the pH. It's still pretty much the same. Well, it is the same as the original batch. Think about how alkaline. So when I measured, they're about 13. The pH is around 12 or something, 12, 13. When I mix it with the water, it's still 13. So when you mix it with some water, when you don't really rinse it, you're still leaving that 13 or 12 pH. So something that's very, very alkaline on the skin, that is damaging the skin. So yeah, be careful with the cuticle removers and just really care for the nails. And what I would recommend, because probably you love using different products, is to really streamline your care and just try to figure out what's happening and what's causing this, and then addressing that. Okay, my goodness. Let's see if I can. Okay, so I have somebody else that's emailed me pictures. So let me share the photos. Okay, so, okay. Let's share. Okay. So, Carol, please feel free to show these photos. My nail journey started in May after retiring from working in healthcare, and I've been using jojoba and yourself regularly. Okay, now what is regularly? Because for regularly is such a funny word, because if you're using it every single week, you're using it regularly as well, right? And I'm not trying to be a smart ass, but I'm really, because very often people are like, well, I use it every single night and it's not helping. So I'm not sure if that's the case or not. I'm just saying. I'm keeping them as short as you advise. And can you suggest anything, or I just need to persevere? Okay, so let's look at the photos. Yeah, they're peeling. Otherwise, that they're very healthy. Can you guys see what's going on? Yeah, I can see. So I can see that, I mean, obviously the surface of the nails is nice and natural looking. So some of the ridges are showing. There was no waviness. There was nothing going on. And right away I go, okay, thumb, right? So the right hand thumb. So that is, we're using these hands. And the next one is going to be this one, right? Yes. So this nail that usually here, this one, that peels. The rest are very good, very nice skin around the nails. I really see that. And sometimes some people are born with such good skin around the nails. This I would snip. Let's see here. You guys see this? This would drive me crazy. If it doesn't drive you crazy, then just leave it. But that would drive me crazy because I would just pick at it. Irina, sorry guys for changing the subject. You mentioned acetone use might not be great for removing polish several times today in terms of dryness, or the other downsides too. No, anything that you use, because think about it. Acetone actually is one of the best. The thing is, it's not what you're using, it's how often you're using it. These products are not meant to be used several times a day. That will for sure cause dryness and irritation. They're meant to be used once every few days. So think about it. It's one thing to have one glass of wine, and it's very different to have 7, right? Or a whole bottle, or whatever, how many glasses in a bottle. So this is what's happening. So acetone, when you are removing the polish, try to keep it off the skin as well, because very often what people are doing is they're kind of going all around, and they're just rubbing the polish and the acetone into the skin. It's not really necessary. So just grab a little pad, just put the soaked with acetone, put it, let it sit, and then just pull it off. So the acetone usually sits on the nail and on the skin much shorter amount of time than the acetone-free ones. But again, try to see if you're using something different, if that could be helpful, right? So, but you have to then experiment and see, use it for a month and see if that makes a big difference. Okay, let's go back to these nails. Okay, so these ones are splitting too. Thank you so much for a very good photos. So in your case, you know what I would right away, although this is kind of lifting, it's little, I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, these two are looking, my question is, are you using nail polish or not? But either way, I would really try the Mavala Scientific Plus. So normally I don't often recommend this product, because people come with, their problem is damaged nails, not just peeling nails. But in your case, because your nails are not damaged, they're just peeling, I would recommend trying maybe that. And okay, so one thing is shortening the nails, but it's another thing shortening them too short, because as you can see, the nail, the end of the nail should be here. So sometimes when we clip too short, that can actually weaken that nail as well. So Carol, I'm using jojoba oil and salve regularly throughout the day and soak them weekly. I forgot to say I also have underactive thyroid and take medication. Okay, so but again, regularly throughout the day. So oils, in order for oils to be effective, they have to be used after hand washing. So the way I say it, after you wash your hands, apply the salve. And then if you don't wash it, I know some people are going to be like, oh my God, this is so gross. But unless your hands are visibly dirty, you don't really have to run to the sink and wash them every hour. You don't. If you're sitting on a computer just working, unless you're eating or you're like rubbing your eyes or something, you don't have, we are overwashing our hands, truly, which actually is, you probably have that problem since coming from like a medical, since you were in a medical profession. But we are overwashing our hands, destroying the skin barrier, which can lead to more problems in the long run. Because the skin barrier is what keeps the bad things out and the good things in. When we destroy our skin, this is where the problems start. Destroy the skin barrier. So yes, the jojoba and salve after each hand wash, so you wash your hands. Another thing that is extremely important is the type of detergent that you're using. My next thing is probably, and I know it's silly, which I always say, yeah, I'm going to make it. And then no, I'm not going to make a cleanser. It's ridiculous. I'm not going to be sending liters, a liter big bottles over the ocean. But finding a very good gentle cleanser, there are a few that I have personally tried. One of them is now that I'm using here. I have it from La Roche-Posay de Lippicar. So these are the synthetic cleansers. They're very gentle. So using only that, because the other ones really strip the skin and they mess with the barrier and everything else. So okay, so Sherry, yes, in some cases, yes, but very often people don't do it. They do it because it's almost, and I know in my case as well, I wash my hands often because when I'm with clients, washing hands before and after, and it becomes like a really strange almost habit. So yes, if you have someone who's immunocompromised, but that's not everybody's case, right? So in normal cases, we are overwashing our hands for no reason. And I don't know, we all have, different approaches, obviously, but I don't want to sound kind of harsh, but let's say if you're sitting on a computer and you're working and you're doing something and your husband is in the other room, like why would you have to wash your hands multiple times a day? I mean, sometimes what's happening, I think it's the opposite. We're over washing our hands, destroying the skin microbiome, and that can lead to picking up more stuff and allergies and all kinds of stuff as well. Multiple everyday, Lynn, for everyday washes. The Lippicar, like this is the one that I also you know what, there was two of them that I have here in my notes. One second. I like to, but again, everybody is different. Like some people, might use a cleanser and they're like, it just bothers my hands. So these two I absolutely have tried many times and they're very good. This one, which again, it's not an oil. They call it an oil, but it's not. Here. And again too, I get many times people say, I'm in the healthcare, I have to wash my hands so many times a day, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yes, when you're at work, but when you're home, you don't have to do that. When you're sleeping, you don't have to do that. So we are spending most of our time, hopefully, outside of work. Even if you're working 12-hour shifts, usually it's not 5 days a week. And even if you're doing 12-hour shifts, it's still half of your day you're outside of work. So, yeah, exactly. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's normal, but some people like literally do it every few minutes. They overwash their hands, right? Coming to the house, I wash my hands too. I'm dealing with food or meds, of course. And after the bathroom or cleaning, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I do too. I don't think that's overwashing. That's normal washing, right? Overwashing is when people run to the sink every 5 minutes and they keep washing their hands because they feel that they have dirty hands. So anytime you like touching your eyes, or I actually learned again working with clients not to touch my eyes when I'm working with people, um, because this is how we get sick. For example, right? It's usually through that. Like unless you are, yeah, unless. Yeah, I think honesty is just way too much. Some people are, yeah, yeah, absolutely. So again, it's how and what you're washing your hands with. It's very important too. So the next link, let me just look it up, is the La Roche Posay Lipicar cleanser. Which one do I have? La Roche Posay. I have like a white one. Okay, just let me just look at the ingredients here and I assume a shape out. Another thing too is urea. I keep talking about it, but like very gentle urea. So for example, 5%, like not going 40 because more is better. I don't know why they don't have the ingredients here. Hold on, I can share the screen. Okay, so this one, but I also have a white one. So I don't know. And look at this, right? So 90% reduction in the overall appearance of dry skin and skin roughness, improvement in balance, skin pH, that's important too. After 10 weeks, not after 3 days, after 10 weeks. So it's important to have patience. Okay, so this one has a sodium laureth sulfate, which can be a little bit problematic for some people. So the one that I have, that I showed you the link before, is without that ingredient. Skin concern. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to find out Lipicar Wash AP. Cleanser. You know, sometimes you might have different products in the US and different products here, because this is the one from the German. This is what I have. Let me just show you. You know, we're talking about it, but truly, this is so important. This is the one that I have that's very gentle. So Amazon is not going to give you the ingredients, but let's say maybe this one. Okay, so here you have the urea 5, which would be a good idea. Okay. Okay, this is the one. I'm looking for the ingredients, but I don't see them. So again, everybody is different, and I'm not trying to say that certain cleansers or certain ingredients are like the devil, but you just have to find what works for you and what is not irritating your skin, and give it, a couple months to see. The screen is black for the viewers, is it? Okay, good. Mrs. Hot Mess. We do these lives once a week, so this is cool. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Hello from Poland. Hi, hello, witam, witam. Dzień dobry. Can you share with us your email? Okay, so the email is, I get too many emails. Truly, so many people are asking for advice, but if you have the picture ready, then obviously I can share the email, but I only take the photos from when I'm doing the live. Otherwise, if I get them throughout the week, then they get lost in my email. So if you have them ready, salonlive@gmail.com. Okay, so let's make a deal, okay? You have my email and I have your email. No, seriously, sign up to the email list. Please, please, please. Let's see. Only half doing it now, 10%. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, guys, seriously, if you're in the US, would you be able to see if the pop-up window shows up when you go on my website with asking for to sign up for the email list? Live at the salonliveshop.com. But it's from the US. I haven't worked on the EU website yet. Just going through the previous, I sent nail pictures with the green background. Okay, I always ask for white background, guys. All right, so in that case, okay, let's see. I have someone else who sent me pictures. Okay, very good. Another example of not damaged nails that are peeling. So when you see peeling nails like this, it's usually excess water. So it's not basically, usually it's not unless like extreme hand washing, but it's usually soaking your hands. And detergents. So yes, using very gentle detergents is important. I've been doing oil soaks on Sundays for 3 weeks. The tips are still peeling. Help, please. So the advice is going to be identical to the advice that I previously gave. So, well, not identical because you don't seem to have issues with the dry skin like the other person was saying. But for sure, in your case, the Mavala would be helpful, yet make sure that you're not using, because the Mavala is going to help you, but it's going to help you much better if you help it. So gentle cleansers, don't use soap. Use the jojoba after each hand wash on this, or the salve that we're selling. It's the salve is really nice, especially because it's very light, so you can carry it in your purse and you can quickly apply it, and it's not going to leave your hands greasy. So I highly recommend it, and people that are using it, they say it really helps their skin and their nails. 3 weeks is not a huge chunk of time. So nails grow very slowly. So if the surface is weakened, then it's going to take a while for this to help. So if you're doing them, so you've done three soaks every week for 3 weeks. So that's, try doing that for 2 to 3 months to see a difference. The Mavala, it has to be used. Okay, hold on a second. Another issue that this could be caused by is a nail polish wear, unfortunately. So nail polish wear weakens the top layer of your nails, and then you have to rely on it because the top layer is very damaged. So this could be the nail polish as well. If it's not the nail polish, then yes, absolutely use Mavala, which is like a liquid. You apply it, I would say, just on the fingertips here. You don't have to apply it over the whole nails, just on the tips. I would say every 2 to 3 days. Keep it in your bathroom, somewhere where you see it, because truly, if you put it somewhere, you're going to completely forget, and then you're going to use it once a week, and then it's just not going to help. But I've heard and I've seen pictures of people that have been following my routines, and they implemented the Mavala. Again, it's not for everybody, it's not for damaged nails, but in this case, it was very, very helpful. So I absolutely recommend it. The Mavala. But again, it took 2 to 3 months to see a difference. So this is not something that you're going to use it for 3 weeks and you're going to see a huge difference. And the way they recommend these products, like, oh, it bonds the nails, the nail layers. So you think that you're going to put it on, it's going to bond these layers. It's not. It's going to strengthen these layers so they don't separate like this. But again, it's an issue that is caused by many things. So just doing one thing is not going to make a huge difference. But if you implement all these things, very gentle cleansers, not overwashing your hands, watching the detergents, because a lot of cleansers are very alkaline, they're very damaging to the skin and nails. So they can also, cause a lot of damage to the nails. So avoiding them when you are cleaning, use maybe gloves or protect your hands and skin. Okay, so there was another email. Let me just pull it up. Okay, so let me share it and see what we can do. Okay. If I can make this bigger, no. Okay, so live. Okay, so I can't see it, but here I can. I just wanted to thank you so much for providing such useful information on your wonderful channel. You're very welcome. For the past 8 months, I have been following your advice of regularly nudging back the proximal nail fold and using drop of jojoba after hand washing. Okay, let me just actually show you the pictures because you're staring at the text. Look at these gorgeous nails. Let me just see if I can make this bigger. Wow, very nice nails. Okay, so my nails, which were overbuffed from using the Tweezerman glass buffer, are transformed. Please see attached picture. They look super healthy, really nice natural nails, absolutely. My nails are now strong and I'm happy to leave them bare or with occasional coat of clear polish. I have 2 questions for you, if that's okay. Would it be better for my nails to be filed into more of a squarish natural shape? Okay, no. In your case, your nails naturally are quite round, so you're just following the shape of your nail bed. If you want them more square, you could, but I think this is a very good shape for your nails, and probably it's going to be the strongest shape. Yeah, you're following the shape of the nail bed, which in my opinion is the strongest shape. And number two, have you tried Seshvit non-yellowing base coat? The base coat has nitrocellulose, so I'm wondering why they claim it will not cause yellowing. So the Seshvit non-yellowing base coat, let's just look it up. Base coat. So from what I know, it's the top coat that's non-yellowing, it's called, but I've never seen, but I could be wrong, of the base coat claiming that is not crystal clear base coat. Thank you so much, Alta, for providing the ingredients. Hi, how come you don't see this? Hold on. Seshvit, okay. All right, so the Seshvit, it's just called crystal clear base coat. It doesn't say non-yellowing. The non-yellowing is the top coat. So it's a crystal clear base coat. It's a crystal clear base coat. Well, you can see, but the thing is, it's all how it's presented. It is crystal clear in a bottle that creates unsurpassed adhesion to all natural artificial applications, extensions, gels, blah, blah. So you see it has a very different, different combination of solvents. So it has alcohol as the first one. Normally it's ethyl acetate and butyl acetate as the first ones, but this one has alcohol, more alcohol. Then they have as a 5 nitrocellulose ingredients, and the tosalamide, I guess how you pronounce it, epoxy resin, isopropyl alcohol, polyvinyl, butyl. So that one has nitrocellulose. In my opinion, it could, I'm not saying that it will, but it could cause yellowing. But also it depends on different ingredients. I don't know, but I think it could. It could. Seshvit non-yellowing base coat. The base coat has nitrocellulose. I wonder why they claim would not cause yellowing. It might. So, and also when you're using the polish, even if you're using something that a base coat that does not have nitrocellulose, think about it. The base coat dries. Base coats are very porous, especially now with all these breathable and water. Basically, what do they call it? That you can, the water can enter the nail. So well, if the water can, then definitely the nitric acid can also, because it has a very small molecule. By the way, Cindy, yes, baby shampoo, very good idea. Just check the ingredients, because not always the baby shampoos are that gentle, but absolutely. The polish has nitrocellulose. The nail polish has nitrocellulose. In this, again, this is not my opinion. This is the chemist from Dazzle Dry that has explained this thing that's happening with polishes sometimes, is that if the nitrocellulose breaks down, it can liberate nitric acid. And nitric acid can, in theory, damage the keratin in the nail, the nail plate, because it can easily penetrate through the base coat. Think about it. The base coat is very porous. Now, it all depends. If you applied, think about it, okay? So you have a mesh, because when the base coat dries, it becomes a mesh. But if you have 20 layers of that mesh, probably it would be pretty solid, right? I'm not telling you to wear 20 layers of base coat, but what I'm saying is, of nitrocellulose free base coat, but this probably would not cause yellowing because in theory, the nitric acid probably would not penetrate the 20 layers of the base coat. But this is why all these things, it's like, well, porous or breathable nail polish. Okay, so if you put one coat, okay, maybe you can call it breathable, but what do you mean breathable? This is just such marketing, and you really have to read between the lines, and you have to take all this marketing with a grain of salt, because it's like kind of telling you the truth, but it's telling you something that you want to hear, but really it's not what's happening. And I had someone who was asking me, because that their nails have surface damage, is it because of the polishes that she's using are not breathable, if the breathable polishes are better? Well, the thing is, the nail is not damaged because it's lacking oxygen. It's just because it's probably receiving the nitrocellulose from the polish. So avoiding the nitrocellulose possibly would be a better idea. Would OPI repair mode help with peeling? Yes, it could. But again, a lot of people have had sometimes issues with the OPI repair mode. Now, I don't want to, I'm not sure about it. I don't want to talk badly about products without having any proof, but there are many people, and I think that they've used it on damaged nails. This is why I don't recommend these products on damaged nails. But try the Mavala. Why not? I have not heard anybody having issues with the Mavala, and it seems to be working. So why not? Mercedes isn't here today, so I'll remind everyone to hit the like button. This is awesome. Thank you so much. Maju, dziękuję bardzo. Bardzo mi miło, dziękuję. Yeah, so Mrs. Fusion, please let us know. Like, you know what? Come back next month and let us know how the Mavala is working for you, because we all learn here. Like, seriously, you're learning from experience, and many people share their experiences, and this is how we can learn. So if you can come back a month from now, I mean, you can come back obviously next week, but a month from now probably it would be a good timeline to see something happening. Please let us know, right? Because this is again how we learn. I really appreciate it. Which Mavala? The Scientific Plus. No pop-up for Kathleen in California. I use hot tub regularly. This is my picture. Yeah, the hot tub can kill your nails. Absolutely, absolutely. So it's just the excess water, right? So try to have your hands outside the water, although it's hard. The hot tubs, I'm not a fan of, just generally soaking skin for this long, but they can be very relaxing, right? So I get it. It's just, yeah. Yes, so see, I've been using the Rush for the last year. That's the one that I also recommend, on honest recommendation. I love it, so gentle on the hands, and it leathers. I use it on my face as well. It's fantastic. It's really, really good. Okay. Yeah, Mavala really helped mine. Okay, let me just share the Mavala link with you. So you can see. Mavala. Okay. Okay, so going back to the, so we can finish this topic, the Seche Vite. Yeah, I don't think the Seche Vite base coat claims to be non-yellowing. Okay, so we have another picture. Let me just get the photo to show you. Close this. Oh, someone left a nice review on my diamond file. Thank you so much. It was from Nina. Again, guys, I wanted to remind you to subscribe to our email list, because I'm going to be emailing about something interesting that you might be happy about. So if you go on our website, on the bottom there is a sign up window. So make sure you sign up. Okay, so let's see if I can see it. So let me share this. Okay. So she says, I've noticed that my nails start chipping on the edges. What could it be? It's not chipping. It's almost like peeling. There could be many different reasons. I would need the pictures of all the nails to really see. Sometimes it could be, okay, let me just go back here. Can you guys see my pointer? Or I'm only the only one seeing the pointer. Like now I'm pointing on something. Can you see it? Can you answer? Can you see my pointer? By the way, someone says you look very pretty. No, okay. So now, can you see the pointer? Because I'm trying to point to something and this is not working. Could you see it now? No. Okay, so I'm gonna go in a different window and see it. Hold on. And my question is it only on one nail or more nails? Stop sharing, and now let's share window, this one. Okay, can you see the pointer now? I guess you can see it, no? Some people say yes, some people say no. Okay, so this I would not call it really, okay, yes. Like two on my fingers. Okay, sometimes when you're filing too far into the sides, the grooves get damaged, and this is what happens. Let me just see again, a little bit more of a close-up. What I would do in your case right now, I would just gently, it's almost like peeling. It's difficult to see from the photo, but I don't think it's chipping. I think it's more of a peeling. And this can happen also because of the bending of the nails here. So if your nails are still quite flexible, then you can try the Mavala as well. And you can actually use the Mavala only on the sides here. See if that helps. And make sure that you can file this gently, yes, but don't file too much and separate too much the nails from the side. Sometimes this can also happen when people are, especially when I'm seeing this, I have a low battery. The computer can die in a second, so I have to run. When they're filing this area with e-file and they really file into the sides, here, they're weakening the nail here. It's not a hangnail. Hangnails are kind of like here. This is like the actual nail splitting. I would need a better photo and like a bright light, and then I can zoom in and see. Okay, guys, I have a low battery, and I see that only half of you guys are subscribed to our email list. Please subscribe to our email list. Seriously, there's going to be good stuff coming. So let's see you next week, hopefully, and hopefully we're going to have more pictures that I can discuss. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining, and I'm going to run before the computer dies, okay? Thank you. Bye. See you next week.